And then also, newer members, you have a responsibility to bring. Okay? Bring what? Bring people. Let me say that again. Newer people, you have a responsibility to bring people. See, all my family's saved. I don't have any more family to invite. All my friends are saved. They're here in church. I don't work in the secular world. Okay? Now, we're working on our neighbors, but it's hard work. And so we have a few options. Just limited. Slim, we don't have big choices. But new people, you still hang around with the crazy people. You still hang around with the ones that, think like volume 13 and a half is normal on a Saturday night. Or you're the English, I'm sorry. Whatever it is, you people listen to. You still hang around with everybody that gets high. So bring them high to God's house. You still hang around with the party animals. Bring the party animals to the house of God. I don't hang around with those people anymore. But you still do. You have a slew of people that you can bring. And I am convinced that new people bring new people. New people bring new people. Okay? If I bring my family to the house of God, we basically save a parking space because my whole family's here. All my friends are here. And that's the way it is for a lot of established members. And it makes sense. You don't see an older couple, not normally, having a baby. It's the younger couple. And why is it so important for you to bring people, new people? Because you go to a family gathering and there's nothing but middle-aged and older people. There's a big difference between that family gathering and the family gathering with a bunch of babies and children running around and screaming. Babies are the life of a family gathering. Amen. Somebody walks in. We're going to dedicate Silas this morning. Everybody's going to go, oh. And everybody gets excited. And Josh turns around and tells Antoinette. and Darcy looks at Peggy. New souls are the life of the church. When a church doesn't have new souls and people to disciple, we become stagnant. Are you with me this morning? And then we have another one. Okay? And so far we have, everybody say, established member. And then we have the newer member. And then we have the visitor. Everybody say visitor. Write that in. I don't know if they made that a fill in the blank, but let me tell you a few characteristics. The first two had responsibilities, but these next two, they don't have responsibilities, they have more characteristics. Okay, so let me tell you a few characteristics of the visitor. Okay? First of all, the visitor has no responsibility at the table. The visitor comes and eats, but has no responsibility at the table. You have a visitor, you have a guest. You don't ask the guest, hey, can you warm some tortillas for me? You don't do that. Okay? You don't, listen, a visitor doesn't serve. A visitor is served. Okay? Are you with me this morning? Okay? And the visitor just basically comes, sits down, relaxes, and just is served and enjoys. Okay? That's a visitor. No responsibility at the table. Number two, the visitor, there's no expectation of the family. So me and Mona invite, and I have my girls there, the four of us invite a couple people over. When they're not getting up and helping, we don't get all mad. We don't say, oh, we can't believe we invited John over. He's just sitting there watching TV while we're serving. There's no expectation of the family. We don't think about it. Okay? Now, if somebody from the family, see, we have a system at our house. This is just us. I don't know if it works for you, great, if it doesn't, whatever. We have a system at our house. My wife, and I know I'm going to get beat up after, but my wife works just as hard as me. So I think it's my responsibility to help out at the house. It's not all her responsibility. And all the women are saying amen. heard one man, lead voice over home. Who was it? Anyway. So let's just say we're going to have hamburgers. Okay? We have a system. This is our system. 10 minutes max. We're just grubbing. We get up. I go to the refrigerator. On the way, I grab a pan, make a couple patties. Boom, boom, boom. They're cooking. I go and I set the table real quick. Okay? While that's going on, back at the ranch, Pastor Mona is getting the buns out of the pantry. She is getting the lettuce, tomato, pickles, mayonnaise, Thousand Island, okay, and little yellow chilies like that, okay? And 10 minutes, bam, we're eating. That's our system. Then, as soon as that's over, she washes, I dry, half an hour, we're completely done, okay? Now, if it gets a little bit more elaborate, let's just say the girls are over, let's just say we're making tacos, okay? I still make the meat and set the table. That's pretty much, I'm a meat guy, okay? Pastor Mona makes the shells and the salsa. But then the girls come, and then they start making all the other, maybe one will make rice, maybe one will make the condiments, so on and so forth. But if what you don't see in our house, and it's just, you just know, is for all this to be going on and one of us just sitting down watching TV while all this is going on. That just does not happen in our house. There's going to be consequences and repercussions in my house if that happens. Okay? There's expectation of the family. If you consider yourself part of the family of God, God, your pastor, and your church has an expectation of you. And it's not that you just come here and be served. Because if that's the case, you're just the visitor. You're not a member of the family of God. Whether you want to say amen or not, it's the truth. Okay? And then number 3, there's no commitment to return from a visitor. You don't know when they're going to come back. You don't know when they're going to come back. And we have people here in church that we don't know when we're going to see you again. We don't know when we're going to see you again. And you come in and you go out. You don't make eye contact with anybody. Nobody has your phone number. Okay? And listen, if you want to do that, that's up to you. But I have a responsibility to tell you something. You're not a member. You're just a visitor. But the Christian life, there's so much more. Amen. You're missing out. Listen, God has a better life for you. Okay? You're missing out. Okay? And there's no commitment. Family, I went away with the Spanish men last weekend. 2,000 Spanish men worshiping, praising the Lord. Had a great time. But my wife knew I was going to come back. And she had my man cave ready. Okay? She went away 2 weeks before that with the Spanish women. We had 2,500. They had 2,000 Spanish women just worshiping the Lord at our Spanish district convention. Now, I knew my wife was going to come back. Okay? Now, if all the women wouldn't have came back, and Pastor Mona wasn't with them, there's going to be consequences and repercussions if she doesn't come back. Because we're family. There's a commitment to return. She doesn't come back, I'll start selling her clothes. I'll start selling her shoes. I'll mess around. But I know she's going to come back. I know she's going to come back. Because we're family. And if for some reason she's going to be gone a couple nights, she doesn't just take off. She says, honey, I'm going with the Spanish women. Some of you, we don't see you for months. That's not family. That's a visit. We don't know where you're at. We don't know what you're going through. Listen, we want you to be a member of Trinity Church, but even more than that, we want you to be a member of the family of God. Okay? Can I preach to you? Wow, time flies when you're having fun. Can you say amen? Amen? And then we have the 4th one over here. And this is the high chair, or the I chair. Okay? And a baby basically has 3 characteristics. Number 1, a baby cries. Number 2, somebody has to feed the baby. And number 3, somebody has to clean up after the baby. See, a normal, healthy adult says, Joe, can you please pass me that bottle over there? He gets it and he gives it to me. That's the way adults communicate. A baby has a fit and cries until he or she gets what they want. Now, if I say, Joe, can I have that bottle? And Joe says, no, I don't want to give it to you. I say, okay. I don't start crying. I just say, okay. Or I get the bottle myself. But a baby, the only way a baby knows how to communicate what it wants is through crying. Making a big scene. Having a fit in the middle of the preaching. That's why we encourage you, take your babies to the nursery. The only way a baby knows how, listen, a baby demands. Adults ask. Babies demand what they want. Are you with me this morning? Through their crying. If they're not happy, they want everybody to know they're not happy. If they're wet, they want everybody to know they're wet. Okay. Number 2, a baby cannot feed itself. A baby must be fed. And it's not this easy process. Okay? It's, open your mouth, Ruby. Here comes the choo-choo train. And where everybody else can just feed themselves, somebody has to take the time to feed that baby. Okay? And number 3, somebody has to clean up after the baby. Somebody has to pick up after the baby. Basically, a baby just gets here, sits down, and just relaxes. Feed me, burp me, change me. Pretty much it. Now rock me to sleep. And 15 minutes later, please do it again. Are you with me? Now, I want to teach you a Spanish word. Okay? Everybody say nada. Nada. It means nothing. Okay? And a baby basically does nada. Not a cotton-picking thing. Okay? Like some people in church. Not a cotton-picking thing. Okay? Listen, somebody has to get here at 8:30 and make coffee and bring donuts. Amen. Oh, okay. I'm trying to keep the sermon kind of light because I'm going to start preaching in a couple minutes. Okay? Somebody's got to watch the cars. Somebody's got to take care of the babies. Somebody's got to teach the children, lead the youth, clean the church, direct worship, come here on Tuesday nights, then get here 8 to 8:30 Sunday morning. Somebody's got to do the sound. Somebody's got to do the screens. Somebody's got to take Facebook pictures during the service. Somebody's got to open up. Somebody's got to lock up. Somebody's got to greet at the door. Somebody's got to sell food after the service because not everybody's giving the way they're supposed to. That's the only reason we have food sales. Because not everybody's giving the way they're supposed to. And somebody... Are we having... Not today. Okay. Somebody's got to do it. You still with me? Somebody's got to pray in the upper room so that you can stay awake. Can I preach to you this morning? Somebody's got to pray for the people at the altar. Somebody's got to preach. Somebody's got to support the work of the Lord financially. Somebody's got to sweep if there's a bunch of leaves outside. Somebody's got to clean the windows. Somebody's got to vacuum the carpet. Somebody's got to clean the bathrooms. Somebody's got to prepare and serve Holy Communion. Somebody's got to intercede for the pastors, the elders, the deaconship, the leaders, and the whole church in general. Not only those who are saved, somebody's got to intercede for those who are supposed to be here but not saved yet. Somebody's got to do it. Okay? Somebody's got to do all these things. Okay? Somebody has to visit the sick. Somebody has to call the ones that haven't been coming. Somebody's got to do it. You're right, Pastor. Somebody's got to do it. It's not just me. It's just not me. Somebody's got to do it. It's just not my thing. What is your thing, brother? What is your thing, sister? Because I got news for you. If everything is being done for you, You're either a visitor or a baby. And I don't care how long you've been saved. If you're not serving the Lord, you're a baby. If people have to walk on pins and... Shh, don't make it a baby. Don't scare the baby. If people can't be themselves around you, if people have to walk on eggshells around you, brother, sister, you're a baby. We were just told right now, speak the truth in love to each other. If nobody can be honest with you, you're a baby. Okay? Still with me this morning? We'll see how many are with me next Sunday morning.